a story. I can get to the reputation rewards.
We're still in the same day! Nahida, you already knew. Would there have been a point? You would have spent the night with new worries, with tomorrow still up. In that case, you might as well rest within that brief moment of hope. An opportunity. Paimon thought the Duke did that! Of course. In the time we've been together. Paimon's flattered and everything, but maybe you're. In other words, if you weren't here. Nahida's talking about confusing stuff. Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. So, Traveler, did the new clues yesterday... Huh? Why are you scrapping your previous theory? Oh, yeah! You're right! So...
The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean? The moon... Mercenaries... The moon... Mercenary... If all our Okay, we've already experienced...
Oh! Then the beep we hear every night could just be indicating. That's why when we wake up, everyone thinks the Sub-Zero's fest. But muscle memory can't be a brilliant... Nahida, tell us if... To put it simply, it's as if you've mistaken a pyro crystal fly for a firefly in the night. You lost sight of its true nature because you focused too much on your perception that it glowed. That isn't simple at all! Why don't you go talk to Miss D? Right! She did help us.
There you are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected.
It hurt?
Well, you're still getting...
Huh. Truth be...
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon... Oh, that works.
What happened to you guys while I was gone?
Don't think too hard about it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
All right then. Let me get this straight. You're telling me that my body's already gotten used to this great...
Yes, your memory's being
And I'd have to disagree.
Oh? Why do you think...
If we've actually been reliving the Sub-Zero's festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used? The money we spent? Common sense says my wallet should have emptied its...
Right. They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the... It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
No, it is impossible.
You have...
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion. Come with me, Miss Dunyarzad. Please come along as well. I still...
Paimon can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
This is it.
Huh?
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several... Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be...
That's true, but...
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the force, angle, and entry point of each strike. It's just as they say.
Is it really impossible?
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate... Hope that cleared things up for you. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Well, but at least we've reached... Yep, that's true. So... Strange. Paimon feels like everything... Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's real. Paimon can't believe it! Did we miss this? How about we go back and ask Nahida? Nahida! You're back early today. Did you find something new? Sort of. We're mostly sure. Leaving the city. As far as I remember... We did? But we don't... Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the... It is true that sometimes we lose track of time. Really? That's kinda strange. Yep. Something here's definitely fishy. Our memories are back! About that... Traveler, aside from your memories, listen to it and you...
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just...
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days. It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday. Okay,
Better than nothing.
Why can't...
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct...
I have a real emergency.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request and it...
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
it looks like the academia already announced. Let's go and question. Hello, sir. Why can't...
Here we go again. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit. Angering me won't get you anywhere.
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matter. This is a good spot. And the guard has... Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon? But... Oh, Paimon... Okay. Promise Paimon that you'll come back and please... Memories! Traveler! Paimon would never see you. Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back. You promised Paimon... Paimon, calm down. Paimon doesn't care. Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay. Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day. Okay, Paimon, can... I see. Using two... After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you... disappeared in an instant. No way! What's your perspective, Traveler? You sure you don't have any memory? I guess that explains... So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased? It really sounds like something big outside, but this way, we'll also never discover what's outside. Something like a message? But don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared... Well... Okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunyarzad. Yep! Now we're... you go. What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal? He made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to make something like this. Nahida, you really know the Akasha. Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status, and we'll never know until we try. At least, let's go then. Let's expose those things. All right, okay. That covers everything that's happened so far. Yes, although the sick... Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the...
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival. I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone, and all these spaces are empty. Except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru's, but everything looked completely normal when Paimon was... There's another part here.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after the other. Absorbed. And now, behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Why did the mess... Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment. Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. The message. It should have come from... After the beep, Traveler said, even the... Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
All the bizarre spaces I... Was that space... My impression...
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also disappeared. Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Paimon's head is spin. Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seas. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point... Wow, the Archon War, huh? Hey! Do you want some alone time to think?
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Okay. What?
Okay then. See you later.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh. you're back. I've been waiting for... Are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the... Okay.
People in Sumeru. I can't. All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had... Those spaces remind me of... dreams. Like the one I had in the... We are all in a dream. Okay, Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream. But the truth is, and those spaces with no human presence are stolen. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate? It is the manifestation of the... Oh, okay. Those But is stealing everyone's dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most In other words... So in other words, the Kapama remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. The real story is that the sages from the academia are using the Akasha to steal people's... Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the
The beep is a... Those dreams...
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero's festival along with everyone else's. While their now vacant dream, no one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. So, this is like a dream factory. And Very good, Paimon. Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this street... All right, last question.
Now that I think about it... They say that I'll...
So you noticed. I thought that one would be the hardest question. That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since... It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kus... Yes, those can... On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Of course, the good old solve all my problems first. I can't tell you anything about your brother.
You asked me this question before. Now that you know this is all a dream, have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints. Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival. Secondly, you're probably wondering why. That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, so whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sub-Zero's festival, they don't— Never mind, Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia forest. Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of— Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sub-Zero's festival Samsara, while they're Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? We might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Especially those whose health is— People's lives are at stake here, and no—
That's true.
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Even you don't know the reason? The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up. Traveler, do you have an—
Okay, night. Grand Sage Sec.
Celebrate the birth of the— I didn't— I know, right? Why did the— Even you don't know the reason? The Academia sick traveler. Do you have—
Those spaces Grand Sage Sec.
Celebrate the birth— I didn't— Deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety. After we end the Sub-Zero's festival— How can the sages of the In the end, I'm just the moon. A sun and a moon? Oh, we're out of time? I'll tell you how to break free of the samsara tomorrow. Good morning, Nahida. Wait. Now that Paimon remembers everything... Hey! What's wrong, Nahida? You don't look— I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct. Did Dunyarzad already— The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting. Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her, so another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the tree. But personality-wise, she's— Puppets are stiff, and can't copy a living person's vitality. You know, speaking of which, the Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired— Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she's far from it. I'm still a long way off from— I couldn't even save her. If I were— Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. I'm not— Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real art— To prevent more tragedies like this, we must— Great, but— Although the Sub-Zero's festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the That means this dream belongs to a host who created it. Huh? So— Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep, which means, with the power of imagination— Imagination? Imagination means breaking through what you— Like when a server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you emit, the dream will respond in kind. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter— Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person— How are we going to find them? And even if we did find them, after all, like you said— It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, Everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for... As for me... out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the Traveler went? Yes. I want to try something. Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and... She was such a good person. Yeah. But... Paimon's wondering... Do you think the sages would get one of the... Huh. That's so... Who do you think the host of the dream is? Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, let's go ask him some...
You're back. You left in a hurry last time.
Everything's fine, just...
An experiment?
Could you... make a wish?
You want me to make a wish?
Less questions, more wish!
Okay, my wish. My wish.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down. She just doesn't seem like herself. I've also wondered if
So, you...
When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers. Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh!
What?
Farky? Sorry, but only one portion of Yelda candies per person. Nice try, you two.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy. It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her.
My lady.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Huh? But Dia can handle them! Hey, Traveler!
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take... Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you. You... Ugh. Anyway, watch yourself.
So you got yourself some backup.
That's close enough. Lucky today.
No touching! Rest and rebuild!
Neat. I'll be back. Following orders. Gather. I'll get back. Take that. I'll take my leave.
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys? You and Nahida both. Oh, and remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with... She said it was because she had forgotten something. Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere... Yeah, Even if... This is the place. It's root... Hey, the windows are unlocked. Okay, Paimon... This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside. Should we Wow. Dunyarzad wrote, even though she was also busy. She must have wanted to give this to us if we hadn't found this book. But now that we know... Hey! Where are you up? It's Dunyarzad's puppet. Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago. Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that...
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, Traveler.
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come... What? Where are we going this time?
If you continue to resist, the Grand Sage...
Oh. Traveler?
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get a... Wait, they're not reacting. Have they've been scared Oh, of course! If this is the sage's... So they're just...
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
Yep, they're just drunk.
Like I...
Yes. The greater...
That beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the one...
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away?
Yeah. What's... huh? You guys are acting... Hey!
They disappeared! So Nilu's the host. Purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore. But in Nilu, it's just like the example Nahida told us. People assume there will be food on a plate, and Nilu assumed. So when you saw the flowers, but if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware. How should we make...
Am I dreaming?
Huh?
So I'm right.
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point, as far as you know, people in...
Yeah, but have you heard the...
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunya...
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become... His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and all kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was kept after who knows how long. He mastered all the knowledge Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed. His wife, lying next to him, said, You're off to search for the... In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City. And
so, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story?
Yes. But his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon. So
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting...
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over.
Come on, dance, yes.
Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can. The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the Dance of Sub-Zeros.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilu's dance.
Traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like Paimon's head feels super heavy. Paimon thinks it was the Sub-Zero's festival. Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero? Quick, take off your Akasha terminal. She's not in her room. What happened? Huh? What? Well done, Traveler, and thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing.
I'm sorry.
Dunyarzad!
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I just had a dream.
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like... And... It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's... After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, I left the city and saw what the Traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, once Dunyarzad, such a small fragment of consciousness can't last forever, where both will gradually fade. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long... So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad. Huh? Both are fine. All right. You two must have a lot of other... At the Avidia You also heard someone's voice. Yeah! So you... It seems like the Traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord... As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do... A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? The Scarlet King? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still... Okay, so... I still haven't. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul see many devoted scholars go mad, but I believe this is the key to... So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari, but... Even if the Traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that No, we must decide. This puzzle has life and death at stake. To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as in... Theoretically, the Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha Terminal, I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. Hold on. Did we just learn some deep dark... What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other... That story begins a long time ago. At that time, I was young, however... So, the sage... In some ways, and I... Yeah! Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission, and every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of... There's never been any big problems. I wonder what... Even though the city... I tried to do some I think they're deliberately... Oh, never mind. Regardless, I need to first investigate this. You mean how the... Yeah, it's not that misdirect. The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream, even if the truth is that with their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the... Besides, Greater Lord Rukadevata must have created the Akasha. Anyway, by now, even those who never use Akasha got it. To be honest, maintain... Oh, and you don't need to worry to go and get some sleep. What a relief. Maybe you were...
I see. Huh.
Thanks for coming to the stream.
There are so many local
Don't you remember
specialties
your
and